Check this out. A speeding car hit a bulkhead, flew over a boat, and landed in the middle of a canal. You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa, and one of the heroes who helped save the driver has only been in the country a few days. Steve Langford shares how.
A terrifying scene, in the words of one resident here, as first responders scrambled shortly after 9 a.m. Tuesday when a car went flying into the canal here off Hudson Avenue in Freeport.
Now it's shocking and, somewhat scary. People swim here and, people kayak and a lot of other things.
The driver of the car, the only occupant of the vehicle, was found floating in the canal, assisted by a Good Samaritan new to the neighborhood. The victim pulled to safety by first responders, then rushed to a hospital in critical but stable condition.
It was a scene that you don't want to see.
I'm going to surmise he was going very fast because to get over the bulkhead and also over the boat and into the water, he had to be going at a fairly high rate of speed.
The civilian hero here, a man who just arrived from Ukraine.
Just one leg, then another leg from man, and I decide to jump to water and swim in.
Volodymyr Zubko, who says he just arrived for a month here from Ukraine 4 days ago, says he's not a bad swimmer and didn't think twice about being the first person to jump in the water to help the man. But hero is not a word he would call himself. The Freeport Fire Department thinks otherwise.
No, I don't think so. I just help someone.
We do, and he did a phenomenal job, and if he stays more than a month, I'm getting him an application to join the fire department. So.
The man from Ukraine says he came here to take a break from living in a war zone and ended up jumping into action, he says, only when no one else did. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Town of Riverhead invoice shows the town spent $60 grand on legal fees in its battle to keep migrants traveling from New York City out of their town. The city filed lawsuits against Suffolk and the town regarding the relocation of migrants, but those suits have been dropped. And politicians and residents are suing New York City to stop a plan to house migrants at Floyd Bennett Field. The deal calls for the federal government to pay the city $21 million a year to lease the Brooklyn property. Now, if the plan moves forward, the site is expected to house more than 2,000 people. Now, for the latest developments on the migrant crisis, head over to Newsday.com. And New York State Police are trying to attract new recruits. This comes after the pandemic slowed down their hiring.
We're the 8th largest full-service agency in the country. People in Long Island know us as just Highway Division, and that's why we're here today, to show you that we have a lot more units available to you, for your growth in your career.
Opportunities include K-9 officers, drone pilots, SWAT teams, and more. The last day to take the test is October 1st. And he's known around the world, but today Ryan Seacrest came to Long Island to open Seacrest Studios, and he brought a few celebrity friends with him. Lisa DiStefano shares how the studios aim to cheer up children when they need it most.
A little bit of a break today, put you on this side of the mic.
Okay, great. Sure. No questions. I won't ask any questions.
Ryan Seacrest had hosting duties of different sorts at Cohen's Children's Medical Center, opening Seacrest Studios, a state-of-the-art multimedia broadcast studio and closed-circuit channel to entertain and educate the patients there. We all know that you do so much, but I've got to think that this is really what it's all about.
Yeah, this is the most important work. This is something that is a total priority to continue to build these, to make this successful, and then network these studios together so patients are always connected. So they've always got a friend, they've always got a buddy that they can lean on.
This is the Ryan Seacrest Foundation's 13th studio, the first in New York.
Obviously, we needed to be in this area to serve this incredible community, and this is the perfect hospital to do it in. Well, to be in this atrium is such a perfect location for our studio. This is the kind of vibe you want to create. You kind of forget there's real serious stuff happening.
The kids who are here, it's therapeutic, for kids to be able to interface with a real studio, be able to do stuff. We have professionals who will be working there. Is really a great thing.
Ryan brought along celebrity friends, WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, actress Madeline Klein, and singer-songwriter Steven Sanchez to be part of the very first broadcast.
I just hope that I'm able to bring some, just some fun, some joy, answer their questions, hang out.
I'm here to inspire the kids and bring smiles to them, but I always leave and feel so inspired by how strong they are.
A lot of these kids, they're in their hospital beds right now that are going to watch this, and like, oh my God, it's just like it's so beautiful, and like the fact that I get to be part of that in some small way.
It just gives them a chance to have a little normalcy and also celebrate some of the things that they're missing.
What does it give you?
Happiness.
Elisa DiStefano, Newsday TV.
Stop and Shop is donating $10,000 to Stony Brook University's food pantry. Students say the pantry can play a critical role on campus.
This is monumental. The food pantry is a critical resource for some of our most vulnerable members here at Stony Brook, and it makes a lot of students' educations possible. And therefore, expanding this resource and making it more visible and physically having more food here is essential.
Sure is. The food pantry gets about 2,000 visits from students each year. And 3 Long Island schools have been named National Blue Ribbon winners. The Amagansett School in Amagansett, George A. Jackson Elementary in Jericho District, and Denton Avenue Elementary in Herrick's District. This award goes to schools with high graduation rates, test scores, and that are closing educational gaps among students. Congrats, folks. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather. It was gorgeous out today, and it's going to be nice out tomorrow, too. So let's take a closer look at tomorrow. Look at those temps. 69, 73, sun all day. We will take it.
Long Island weather is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
This Long Island home has all the charm of a historic home, but with a modern day twist. Rachel Weiss has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Outside, it's an 1875 Victorian home. Check out the original supports, siding, and even the front door. But you gotta see what's inside. We're back in 2023.
Stephanie and Leo Leone moved here in 2021. With help from the Up Studio, they brought this historic Seacliff gem into the 21st century after a year and a half of renovations.
The home, when we came in the first time, was pretty dilapidated. It was in need of some love, some repair, but there was a lot of, as you can see, a lot of that old charm and character was still there, and you can see the bones of it and how beautiful it could be if properly restored.
The house was once a hotel called the Monterey, so the renovation involved combining some of its remaining rooms while repurposing others and opening up the central living space.
Back here was the original kitchen. We're sitting in what was the original dining room, and then up front was the original parlor. Each space was separated by a wall and a door, not very conducive to circulation, to family life. So the goal was to, let's take those walls down.
But many original features remain inside, including the banister, some ceiling details, and the doorbell. There were also some new touches made just for the family.
In the front parlor that we renovated, we put in custom bookshelves that house the record collection and the record player and the sound system. And you'll see some artwork there. And then you'll see peppered throughout the home. There are certain walls that we just kept nice and clean and blank, and they were able to hang their artwork there.
The showstopper, the Up Studio added a brand new deck where the family now spends most of their time.
It was very important for us to maintain that original charm of the home and then give the families, again, like I said, a space that they can live in every day and call their own.
For Newsday TV, I'm Rachel Weiss.
To read more about this Seacliff home, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. One Long Islander is paving the way for women in sailing. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
I am the Commodore, which means I'm basically the president of Mattituck Yacht Club. It is a nonprofit youth sailing organization. Now, being a Commodore is often a man's role at like some bigger yacht clubs with like bigger boats. But like I said, we're really a youth sailing organization, and we're a nonprofit, and everyone works together to make this place happen. So there are a lot of women involved in Mattituck Yacht Club. I grew up sailing here. I learned to race boats here. You get to watch these kids learn to sail. They learn to go out on the water when they're like 5 and 6 years old, and you watch them across the years improving in their skills, developing relationships with other friends and kids, and these lifelong relationships with other people, and you watch them learn to help other people, all bring down their boats together, help learn to rig their boats, help other people out, and getting to lead that community is so much fun, especially because you do see them across like the generations of sailing. I watch what it has done for my son to learn how to work hard, learn how to take on leadership responsibilities. It did all that for me when I was a kid, and it's so great to continue to do that for all these generations of kids.
It's awesome to see. Now, to read more about female Commodores, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
In this day and age of social media and of misinformation everywhere you look, it's so critical for my work to come from a respected, trusted source where readers know they can trust it day in and day out.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Bufa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.